Alright, we're on the second map between ToD and Paladyn, and he is going for a ToD, that is going for an instant scout with his militia. We'll see if he's gonna try and cancel the Ancient of War perhaps of his opponent. At the same time, of course, Altar and Barracks here, and the Ancient of War is going to be put into position in front of the Goblin Laboratory as expected. Of course, Paladyn, as well as his opponent here, is gonna go for a regular hero, no tavern hero, at least first for Paladyn. Scout Militia is coming in. ToD doesn't seem to be rushing towards the Ancient of War here though. Maybe he just wants to put the scout farm somewhere close to the Night of Space, which probably is what we're gonna see here. You know, if the peasant here is used immediately for scouting, then basically the human player is forced to use that one for a farm, to be more precise, for his second farm, the first one being built inside the base, because otherwise there are just too many resources lost by having another peasant busy inside the main, not harvesting anything, while this one is also not harvesting anything. Warden first on the side of Paladyn, and of course IEM here, yeah, as expected, on the side of ToD. And let's see if he's gonna be able to do better with the Warden than he did with the Demon Hunter. I mean, granted, the early game on map number 1 went about as bad as it gets for Paladyn. So I guess if you're the underdog already and things are going, things haven't gone well for you, then on top of things, there's even more bad luck. Wisp is being pulled here, Archer pulling the creeps, and is this a second? Yes, it's a second Ancient of War, preparing to creep the mercenary camp, probably preparing to go into, well, maybe preparing to go into a lot of tier 1 units. No Hunter's Hall here just yet, maybe he's just gonna use it for additional creeping. Archer used here to kill the green spot with the lightning shield, that's nicely done by Paladyn. ToD in the meantime starts creeping as well. So far, so good. Everything more or less normal. I mean, Paladyn, of course, not going for the most standard strategy ever, but nothing unheard of. Level 2 for the Warden, Circlet, and Mantle of Intelligence dropped here, so a total of +5 intelligence. The Warden is certainly going to be happy about that. IEM in the meantime, a Ring of Protection and Gauntlets of Ogre Strength, so yeah, a little bit more nuke proof. Probably not what he was hoping for, but he's gotta take what he gets here. So Militia being pulled, and it looks like this time the expansion maybe crept a little bit more quickly, or isn't it? He sees the Warden right now with the scout farm, approaching his natural. The Wisp is also there already, and I guess he changed his mind, and now he's gonna creep at the bottom. That's a nice reaction here by ToD. The Warden though is gonna creep some more on her own though. Of course, level 3 for her. Insanely important. Level 2 Warden, not exactly the most frightening hero to face. Level 3 on the other hand is a different story. ToD heading towards the bottom left corner. He's not gonna be level 3 quite yet once this is finished though, but probably, given that the Warden is up here at the opposite side of the map, he's gonna be given some more time to creep up, to perhaps get this or this. And yeah, perhaps get his level 3 if he even wants it, because he's facing a Warden and don't want to give her too much space, but it doesn't really seem like ToD intends to put any pressure on Paladyn just yet, who by the way is going for tier 3 here. No Hunter's Hall coming just yet, so it looks like he's probably gonna go into a standard law tech on tier 2. By that I mean the Hunter's Hall should be started any second now. So the Warden is actually going inside the main with the Shadow Strike. The remaining 2 kills that are necessary for the level up should be, rather easy to get for the Warden. IEM in the meantime has continued creeping. First here, then here. He is level 3 right now. The Mercs here creeping in the meantime for the Warden, so some additional leveling here for her. She is level 3 by now. Another peasant. As far as I can tell, peasant number 2 has fallen here, and he's going for Shadow Strike level 2. Doesn't have a lot of mana here wouldn't have had a lot of mana here for Fan of Knives, but with the Wand of Mana Stealing, well, who knows. The IEM isn't anywhere nearby though. He's gonna just let the Warden massacre a couple of militia in his main. In the meantime, he's going for some aggression here. By the way, no Hunter's Hall again, or am I missing it? I'm pretty sure he's forgotten the Hunter's Hall again, or maybe he's just gonna go for, you know, some sort of mass ranged strategy here. Archers, talents, probably, but with a Warden, not exactly the most common approach, to say the least here. Warden continues being annoying, by the way, but she's gonna run out of steam here soon. No more mana, and not a lot more hit points to work with. Archer gets denied here by the Mercs. Warden staffing back, using the moon, one moonwell here, actually both moonwells. Pretty much full HP, not too much mana. AM continues chasing the Mercs here. Another Forester Shadow Priest has bought, but look at the AM. ToD with a total of plus 9 damage here. Found the claws and the mantle in the meantime, and he's putting the pressure onto these Mercs. Two of them are probably going to fall here. Yeah, both of the Forest Troll Shadow Priests have fallen. Now, of course, there's a lack of Dispel. Well, both of them are dead, so there's no Dispel currently on Paladyn's side, of course, except for Wisps, but he doesn't really want to detonate them at any cost. Shredder bought here by Paladyn. And yeah, what's the strategy now on tier 2? Oh, there's the Hunter's Hall. He just completely forgot it. And that is killing any timing that he may have had to continue pressuring either the main or the expansion of ToD with his first couple of Dryads. This is also a wall off by the looks of it, so if the Warden wants to get into the back here, she's gonna have to use Blink or perhaps a Zeppelin, but more likely Blink, and she doesn't have too much mana to work with here in the first place. And is he gonna get the Hunter's Hall cancelled? That would be huge for ToD. But yeah, he's trying to go for it. The AM is coming in from the top here. Naga second board as well though, and she is chasing that human hero away. Shredder is coming in as well. And is he gonna get the kill? I'm assuming he will, because there's only one Wisp around to repair it. That shouldn't be enough. Yeah, I mean, the Wisp is just being taken down here. Hunter's Hall at 40-ish HP, 14, and yeah, there it goes down. And both of the lords have been put into production. Now let's see if ToD is gonna be able to cancel them or not. One of the archers is gonna die here, one of the footmen is gonna die as well. The AM is pretty low though, and he's gonna have to run away. Warden using the Wand of Mana Stealing here for the first time, but it doesn't look like ToD really has a lot of, yeah, maybe would have had some damage up here to cancel these lords. It seems like he's not realizing it though. Going for the Ancient of War, okay, I mean, he would have maybe crept with the Ancient of War here, but the lore is vastly more important. The Ancient of Wonders, by the way, down here is also being cancelled. It's being rebuilt up here right now. Naga chasing away the remaining footmen. The Warden in the meantime up here is going to try to get one more kill with another Shadow Strike. Don't really think... Oh, that was a micro mistake. I think he should have just gone for the footman here. AM wouldn't have died anyways. And ToD with a Zeppelin right now, so he's going to try and nuke-proof himself a little bit here. The Shadow Strike has actually gone onto the AM right now. Second charge of the Wand of Mana Stealing has been used. The AM is being picked up here and dropped. Shadow Strike is about to expire. He should be surviving here. I think that was the last one. Yeah, there's no more damage ticking here on the AM. And therefore he's gonna survive. The laws have finished though, so I mean, they are obviously late, but could have been even later had these footmen not attacked the Ancient of War. Keep in mind the shop is not finished, so all this AM currently can do is quickly drop to the ground, spawn a water mantle, and then get back into the Zeppelin. Which is pretty much what he's doing right now. The Warden trying to go for the Shadow Strike. ToD showing off here with the Zeppelin micro. Paladyn has to run away. And he's just conceding here. He's not even trying to Shadow Strike the AM currently. Knows that ToD would just be dodging it anyways. Level 2 for the Warden. I guess the footman has died inside the Zeppelin. Excuse me, level 2 for the Naga, of course, not for the Warden. A bunch of Dryads being queued up here. Gets regeneration score used. Low HP stuff picked up immediately. And yeah, with only Dryads and these heroes, two guard towers and one arcane tower seem to be fully sufficient in dealing with the pressure that Paladyn is, putting on ToD at the moment. Wow. And look at this, 30 out of 30 supply. 2 Dryads queued up in both lores. And he's just getting the Moonwell right now halfway finished. Getting a Tree of Life as well. Okay, so that one is gonna put up his supply cap quite a bit, but still, why not just cancel these 2 Dryads and get the tier 3 tech started? I mean, clearly this hasn't gone well for him so far. I mean, the entire finals. This map, one of the closer ones, even though things are looking fine for ToD, who has reached tier 2, who has saved up about 1,300 gold, and who is, well, who has not really harvested too much lumber. Keep in mind the shredder previously has been bought by Paladyn up here, so I guess this one is now gonna have to try and catch up a little bit in terms of lumber. So ToD doesn't have the sharpest timing here. Mountain King second is out. I guess the Warden is gonna get Bolt. He's gonna get a Shadow Strike. Neither of them should be in any serious danger here, though. The Arcane Tower is gonna be sufficient to chase this Warden away. Mountain King shouldn't get overly ambitious, though. In the meantime, the rest of the army just keeps the Night Elf army in the Night Elf base, which is, yeah, pretty good for ToD, given that Paladyn would love to creep his expansion right now. Warden is gonna have one more Shadow Strike in just a second. Keep in mind here, 65 mana only required. He's going for it. ToD not dodging here. Scout farm killed. Look at the number of Dryads he invests into here. Very, very surprising. Yes, he's granted map control, but he doesn't really have any pressure, just given that these Dryads were out so late in the first place, so his tier 3 tech could have been long finished here. So counter expansion is now being crept. He thought that is, has gathered some lumber here. Still doesn't get his tier 2 buildings though, or is he getting them down here? Ah yeah, he's getting them. Double Arcane Sanctum finish already in the workshop coming as well, so never mind. ToD is preparing the big push here. And in the meantime gets some more creeping done. Militia would have liked to scout here. I guess he's gonna have a pretty strong idea that there is the expansion here. And he does have the farm here at the lab, so I wouldn't be surprised if he is gonna reveal any second at the top right. Invo Potion is definitely one of the preferred items here against the Shadow Strike and the Frost Arrow and Fog Lightning of the Naga. Pretty strong nuke on the Night Elf side, therefore having the Invo Potion isn't gonna hurt. ToD with 2,000 gold in the meantime, getting Adept for the Zorks. Priests, no Adept here, and he's going into upkeep right now, queuing some casters, some breakers, some mortars, like on the previous map. This time just the Mountain King instead of a Naga, because he's not facing a Demon Hunter here. Rune Bracers, next good item for the human. The Priest is actually the target here. I'm wondering what happened to the Zeppelin. Alright, there it is. So the Footmen are all taking a bit of damage. Bolt onto the Warden here. ToD denying 2 of his Footmen, maybe even a 3rd one eventually if this one runs lower on HP. Warden needs to get out of there. Yeah, another Footman has fallen here, no deny. And the expansion fully running. The Night Elf expansion, of course. Human expansion has been fully running for a while. And this time, I guess the difference in army size isn't going to be as significant. The hero levels definitely better for Paladyn as well compared to Turtle Rock. So this might even be a timing push that he could hold. Is there? No, there is no Nature's Blessing. So 2 Zappers will do the job and take down this Tree of Life. So, okay, currently Paladyn with a 60 supply army against 63 supply of ToD. I mean, he still has some stuff queued up, so he's gonna be up at a little bit over 70. But yeah, he's gonna be mining more than his opponent for a while right now. Corvus invested a bit into those Zappers, so his timing is not right now. His timing has been pushed back a little bit, but I guess there's still a chance. Is the expansion being built again? Yes. Other than that, some more upgrades coming. Second defend upgrade already for the breakers. Once again, he started with a 1-1 on those. 1-2 is going to finish soon. And then the first attack upgrade, if I saw it correctly. Yeah, the first attack upgrade for the mortar teams is going to come. Then another attack upgrade for the breakers. So they will be well prepared for a fight. In the meantime, Zeppelin has finally died, but nothing inside of it. In the meantime, no upgrades on the side of Paladyn. And he's again going for Mountain Giants, which are actually, against the pure tier 2 stuff of the human, not all too terrible, with their 2 upgrades, resistant skin and hardened skin, taking very, very little damage by piercing and magic attacks, which is a lot of the damage output of ToD. And with the other upgrade also spells like slow, lasting shorter on Mountain Giants, so some more mana has to be spent to keep them slowed the entire fight. So not all too bad. The Warden is doing some shadow striking here in the back. It's gonna take down one of the mortar teams. Up front, the Dryads are dancing around. Another Sorg may be falling here. Still extremely difficult, of course, for Paladyn to fully engage here. So currently all he's doing is cutting off reinforcements. He's going to get another mortar team killed. Every time ToD is doing some damage against the Warden, this part of the army, the Dryads and the Naga, engage here for a moment. The problem is just that with that, he's not going to be able to prevent these towers from coming up. And there are 2 cannon towers in there. So, yeah, given that there are plenty of Dryads here, this may be quite useful for ToD, and of course always a welcome sight. Cannon tower is not really the most, the most common sight here. 3 cannon towers in total. So ToD taking this slowly, surprisingly. He doesn't just go for a big timing against perhaps the main hero, even the expansion. Going for another expansion of his own. Guess he's almost finished with all the upgrades he wants. 2-2 on the breakers, 1-0 on the mortars. I guess another defense upgrade, another attack upgrade for those may be coming eventually. And the Warden is just sitting here trying to catch more mortar teams on the way, but ToD has learned his lesson, is keeping them in the bag. So Mountain Giant is taking a bit of damage here. But look at how long ToD is actually taking to get that one killed. Does the Naga have a staff? Just bought one. And this Mountain Giant should be saved any second. Dodging the bolt on top of things. But now the real push is happening. And the Warden is going to have to come back here to defend. 65 supply against 83 for ToD. One illusion here of a Mountain Giant up front. Gets the bolt here. ToD not realizing what's happening. Dryads also have to stay very careful though. Mountain Giants walking towards the front, 4 of those in total, and a defense upgrade finished on them in the meantime as well. Warden is coming in, Invo Potion used, first of the mortar teams is being taken down. This is looking like a very promising fight for the Night Elf. The next mortar team has fallen, the Warden blinking to the back, okay, taking some damage by the level 1 bolt here of the Mountain King, but that is very, very acceptable. I'm not really sure if ToD should be taking this fight here. The Mountain Giants just standing very, very strong at the front, very little damage output for ToD, and he has to retreat to his towers. Yeah, and he may have given too much time to Paladyn here. I mean, he still has one more expansion, of course, and still has a giant army. He just lost a lot of his damage output here with the mortar teams, and didn't really get too much killed, like 2-3 Dryads maybe. Is Paladyn actually willing to engage into those towers? Problem is just if he takes a lot of damage on those Mountain Giants once, they're very difficult to heal up. He doesn't have any rejuvenation available. Well, Moonwells are not exactly capable of healing up the Mountain Giants. You know, they have 1600 HP. Moonwells a lot less mana than that. And ToD is going tier 3, which may be a smart idea. It looks like with those towers, he isn't really in any danger of losing the space. But it seems difficult for him to take a fight anywhere else when he doesn't have tower support. So with tier 3, maybe a couple of knights, which provide a gigantic load of normal damage, which is great against the mountain giants, and the fragmentation shards upgrade for the mortar teams, which will make them do additional damage to medium armor as well. He may be very well prepared once tier 3 comes into play. Bolt on the warden, they're engaging again in the middle. The Dryads very far up front, being pulled back though. None of them have fallen. Heal scroll already had to be used by Paladyn though. His Forest Troll Berserker has fallen. The mortar teams have to reposition here, very awkwardly positioned at the top. At the same time, Fog Lightning onto the Mountain King isn't really doing all too much. First of the mortar teams is falling. Bolt goes onto the warden. Level 3 on the Mountain King. Very chaotic fight here. The mortar team still trying to run the warden, trying to keep her distance. Still 300 mana on her. The Naga also trying to keep a bit of a distance. Another Fog Lightning is coming in. And look at the mortar teams of ToD. They are just on the run, hardly able to deal any damage here. Heal Scroll had to be used by ToD. He doesn't have another one. So next Fog Lightning may be quite painful. Currently, the Naga just about to get the mana for the Fog Lightning, and all 3 of these mortar teams are about to fall. Actually, all of the mortar teams are about to fall. Or are they? Just as I say it. Yeah, both of them should be falling here. In the meantime, finally, the Mountain Giants have taken some damage. The first one, I think, in the entire game is falling right now. And is this the time where Paladyn should maybe get out of this fight? He's severely lacking damage output. I mean, so is ToD. But slowly but surely, it looks like maybe ToD should just be able to overpower this army. Naga is pretty much out of mana. The Warden, okay, the Warden still has plenty of it. Next mortar team is being taken down. Bolt onto the Warden. Level 2 Bolt, of course, a little bit more powerful by now. The mortar team still, the Mountain Giant still very, very slowly taking damage. I really don't think the casters should be focusing those. Then again, on heroes, they don't do all too much damage as well. Invis on the Mountain King here, just hiding him for a second. There's still the big Invo Potion. Is there another Shadow Strike coming? He wanted to cast it, but doesn't get it. Invo Potion used, and actually in return the Warden might fall, but no, Staff used with 5 HP on the Warden. Both of them really playing with fire, but at the end of the day, it might be ToD who's coming out on top. Well, it's pretty sure gonna be ToD who's coming out on top, given that these 2 Mountain Giants are about to fall. But there's no more mana on the Mountain King, no more bolts currently. There is soon going to be another Abolish Magic for this Dryad, but it may be too late. Staff dropped here, the Warden is coming to pick it up to staff the Mountain Giant, and he actually gets the Mountain Giant out alive. So both of them have survived, but look at the Moon Walls. Almost empty already. One Mountain Giant is healed up, the other one extremely low HP still, and a Paladyn has now been added to ToD's army. So, ironically enough, I guess I'm gonna say Paladyn even more right now, given that he's a hero on the field right now as well. Well, what Paladyn, the player, has been doing very well is dance around, micro his weak but high damage output units, the Warden, the Naga, and the Dryads, to always get the snipes on the mortar teams. But there's just so much of an army still left for ToD. The Breakers, the First Knight, still a few mortar teams, a lot of casters. And, you know, if he's not getting anything else killed, then I guess this may be just delaying his eventual demise here. I mean, look at this army of ToD, and he's preparing to get a 3rd expansion. The first one soon going to run out, about another good 2 minutes. Renegade Wizard has fallen. The Scourge Bone Chimes were not particularly useful here. Maybe he's gonna get more knights eventually. At first, though, the Warden is gonna have to make sure to survive here. Not sure if Blink is ready. It looks like it may be, because ToD is turning around here, not really going for the chase. Just securing another base. And yeah, it's 94 supply. It's just a huge army. Against 57. And you can pretty much exclude this Mountain Giant, so we're having a 50 supply army here for Paladyn. So showing some nice micro here at his end of this tournament, but it looks like it's still probably not going to be enough. He's engaging again. The mortar team's very far in the back this time. No way the Dryads are going to reach them in this narrow position. Only the Warden may gain some access here. The Tree of Eternity at the front also is tanking a bit. Warden, yeah, is blinking into the back. Is going to get the first mortar team killed here. Maybe the Paladyn, though, casting a Holy Light, keeping that one alive for the time being. Both the Mountain Giants in the middle of the action here, but not the prime target. The prime target is the Tree of Eternity. In the meantime, one Dryad up here is getting killed, but look at the entire army of ToD. Nothing is really taking all too much damage. In the meantime, these Mountain Giants will not be staffed out easily because the Tree of Eternity is right there. Well, maybe if he lets it go down, then they will be staffed to the expansion. But I mean, letting the Tree of Eternity go down isn't gonna bring Paladyn back into this game either. He's trying to go for the hero kill on the IEM. Bolt goes onto the Warden. Double level up here for the humans' first and second hero. The Warden has to blink away. Sheep here. Polymorphed Wisp even. So not the most common side. And the Tree of Eternity will be taken down right now by the looks of it. And so will the Naga. GG, called by Paladyn. A game that, well, in the beginning he got some creeping done smoothly. He got up to level 3 quickly. But forgetting the Hunter's Hall was such a huge setback for Paladyn. I mean, keep in mind that ToD was only able to even put that pressure on him because the Hunter's Hall was so late. If that hadn't been the case, okay, then maybe he would have just gone for the lores when they were in production. But I mean, still, that would have been basically the next step in the tech tree already for Paladyn. And having two of those buildings in production at the same time and inside the main, not like outside at the bottom, would have been a bit of a different deal for ToD. And then also I think, like on map number 1, staying on tier 2 for such a long time, especially with that second huge macro mistake, being supply blocked there at 30 out of 30 for quite a long time, with a total of 4 Dryads queued up in the 2 Ancients of Lore, was just not a mistake that you know, you can allow yourself against a player of the caliber of ToD. At the end, ToD had a bit of a struggle against the Mountain Giants. He took it slowly though, went up to tier 3, played it safely, and eventually after 26 minutes was able to pretty clearly overwhelm Paladyn with a gigantic army. ToD, with a perfect score, is gonna go into the top 4, where Lin is already waiting for him, and 2 more players are gonna join him. You already know that one of the deciding matches, well, of the relegation matches, is going to take place between Lucifer and Proteus. And next up will be Alfie versus Happy, and that match is going to decide who's gonna face Grubby in the second relegation match for one more slot in the top 4 of this second season of the Extreme Masters. For now, I hope you enjoyed this best of 3. As always, give a comment, give a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you next time for Alfie versus Happy. Take care.